Alright, hello YouTube. Time for the next video in the Desert Ridge Hard Campaign tutorial slash walkthrough series. Today it's Sven time, and it's really not that easy to beat him. So there are a couple different approaches, of course. I'm gonna show something that works really well, in my opinion.
Welcome
And
to Nova.
this is going to be the lock-in ranger strat, which can also be done by just picking Grove. Picking Grove is probably even stronger just because you have Vile Shroom for wave 3. But the idea is you start Daphne, and okay, sometimes you get a king up on one, that's very nice. If you don't, it's still fine, you just go 5 workers anyways, because then you get a brute on wave 3, and it's fine to push 5 workers against the brute. But really the clue and the why this start is really good is, first of all, it gives you a solution for 10. So if the game goes to wave 10, you have a solution that allows you to survive if you have king attacks. And secondly, you can send double snail on 2, and Sven is not prepared for double snail on 2 with this start. If you pick a slower starter like a berserker, which would also be one of the canonical choices, he will add too much on wave 2 to, leak. And like this, he just doesn't add, and he just goes and leaks. And this outcome is actually one of the worst outcomes in terms of percentages, but we don't really care, it's fine. It's whatever. Okay, so now we'll add this, because he's gonna send us just 2 snails, and I think against 2 snails I can get away with adding this Chloropixie for 6 extra lithium for a send on wave 4 potentially. If he didn't do that, I would probably just go for a veteran here and like 1 pixie, and then we would leak a brute, but just the brute. There's the double snail, and we'll play it a bit risky, because I think we won't leak here, and he tends to... If the waves are quick, he tends to underbuild. If the waves are long or they are reasonably big leaks, then he tends to overbuild. And with this hold, I think he's just not going to be safe enough on next wave against triple snail. And this push was specifically to get 3 snails. Like, obviously this is not 100% replicable, right? If you leak on wave 3, don't send full. Just go income and king. If the wave is long, income king. Wave is short, you can try for a full send. Or what you can also do is just save essentially from wave 3 on till wave 9 and try to get a siege ram out. But as you can see, the wave was quick, so he didn't add his usual devilfish, but just another ranger, and this just should leak him pretty good now. Yeah, and this is a good leak, and this is worth it. Nice. So now with his leak, the wave will be too long, and his units are pretty much very good against the boss. So I'm not gonna send. I'm just gonna skip, because with this leak I should have just enough to be fine. So I hope, and this is just a hope of course, that Daphne will survive the boss. Like, this will just tank the boss. And we get a full send here. It does tank the boss. Now the question is, does it live? Are we livers? Daphne! No! See? Jawohl! Easy. Nice. Maybe we should have full resend, because he's not amazing here, but it's fine. So he's gonna add a Berserker now, and I think I'm gonna skip. Next wave will be quick, because we should hold pretty quickly. So maybe following up following up on the send after short waves path, I think I'm gonna try to go for a send on wave number 7. If we hold here. But I think we should hold. And I think if I send Mole and Hermit on wave 7, that should completely ruin him. Because he's gonna build for wave 6, being scared now, and then that sounds like a pretty solid plan. Yeah, there's my resend. That's good, I think. Okay, Buckler is tanking too much, but should be fine. Yeah, he added a Berserker. Ooh, maybe Mimic is good then. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a Mimic. Okay, let's try the good old Mimic on 7 strategy. Very nice. So we even get a Brood with it because of the Chloropixies, which is just amazing. So let's see, he shouldn't be able to afford the Trinity Archer. And even if he gets, like, I don't know, 2 veterans or something and stims, he shouldn't be able to hold very well. And then we can just skip 8 and go for wave 9 and go for a kill there. Which I think is a pretty solid strategy. Because it does not involve us holding wave 10. Which we're not. There's no way we hold wave 10 ever. And yeah, as you can see, he didn't even add more than like 1 veteran and the Windhawk, I think. So he's gonna be in pretty big trouble. And we are also leaking here because we obviously overpushed for this leak on him. But that's fine because it's just 38% and for him it's 90%, which might even be enough to kill, I'm not sure. Mimic is very dangerous at the king. It isn't. But now we obviously have the plan to kill on wave number 9. We need a bit more Mythium. So do we commit for the kill on 9? Probably not. So we'll just add. Yeah, let's not do this. There's no point in that.
On your mark. I never run out of arrows.
So Sven will always skip wave 9 because he's sending on 10. So you can just start preparing for wave 10 on wave 9, which is very, very helpful, but still usually not enough to hold because wave 10 is absolutely cracked. So we're going for imps and we get a hermit with it, which seems like a good send, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. Or in fact, I'm pretty sure it won't be enough. So yeah, we're overbuilding, but we're also just spamming rangers now for wave 10 and hope. And just hope. We pray to God that it's going to be enough. In case he somehow lives here. We also pray to God that he just dies here. Yeah, because this would be very, very lovely. But of course, Violet is pretty good here, so we're countering. With our send, we're once again countering the strong unit he has, which we knew was going to be a Violet. And Hermit and Imps are very good against that. And now all of his other stuff sucks, and I don't think he has enough value to hold this, and we just win here. Nice. Easy game. And you give him the GG easy in all chat, because that's very important. And then you just win. Nice.
Victory.
Victory. Yes. So, as you can see, Sven gets baited into pushing and leaking here by not sending on one. And specifically, this works with lock-in Daphne. I'm not sure if any other starter this works. I've seen with Berserker start, he just adds a Ranger and it doesn't work. So this is a bit of an abuse. And then the typical thing is, so if you oftentimes get a Brute here, if he doesn't send on one, right? Then you get a Brute here, then he will leak here, because he has less value. But then the wave is so long that sending on 4 is not worth it. So don't do this. However, if you get this RNG, where you get the king up on 1, I highly suggest pushing so you get 3 snails. 2 snails leak them small, you don't want that. You need 3 snails to leak big, because you won't go for the devilfish. But that only works if he doesn't leak on 3 and you also hold on 3. And then 5, yeah, okay. You can income send here if you want. You can even try to leak, but it typically doesn't work. And then, as you saw, we realized wave 5 was a long wave, so we're not gonna go 6, because he's gonna full build. And then, for wave 7, he's just weak, because he full prepped for wave 6. And with a long wave, he might just somehow get out the Trinity Archer, so... yeah. This is kind of the strategy. Don't send after long waves. And then either you go 7 or we could have also probably just skipped 7, pushed like 1 worker and gone for a ram on 9, which might also have worked. But this is a pretty safe way of approaching it. And if you just have like 20 rangers for wave 10 with 3 Daphnes, you're also not taking too much king damage. However, you're always forced to go full king attacks for wave 10. So I think on average you take like 60 to 70% king damage on wave 10. So just be aware that if you take king damage like I did on wave 7, wave 10 is really almost game ending. And if you don't win on 9, he stays on a slither of HP, try to survive 10 with king ups, and then save and go 14. Like wave 14 is a really good target to aim for. He will take at least 30% king damage there, and in the mid game he will also send every wave as all the other bosses. So wave 10 will be a send, wave 11 will be a send, wave 12 will be a send, 13 will be a send, and 14 will be a skip. So once you get the send on 13, if you want to, you can just full push for a kill on 14. And 15 is really, really dangerous. So wave 15 you should have won before, okay? Because you're not holding 15. Alright, so that's it. Let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.